Hi everyone! Kumusta po kayo? I am your host, Modern Mulan, and welcome to IC Stories Manila, Episode 6. Ano nga ba ang Unfold VR? We have a very special guest for today's episode, and you know the drill, sabi nga ni Spider-Man, a very special guest comes with great giveaways. Charot. Hindi ba yun yung sinabi niya? Iniba na baka hindi kayo na-inform, so in-update ko na kayo for today's live stream. So yan, hello po to everyone blowing up our live chat sa mga early birds natin. Charmaine, Nini, hello po. Sophia, hello. Lexi, John, kumusta po kayo? Madina, hi. Good evening, Kogo, Azela. Maraming salamat. I can also see a lot of people already sending in their questions. Good evening, Kuriso IC. Thank you very much. And yes, as usual with our AMAs, please prepare your best questions. Ayan. So, pipili tayo at the very end of our live stream, pipili tayo ng bibigyan natin ng Orblinks NFT. So again, please ready your questions and we'll try to accommodate as many as we can. So yan. Maraming salamat po sa mga nag-chat pa rin. Hi Kurisu, Alex Castillo, hello, good evening po. Ayan. So, wag natin patagalin pa, no? Let's call in our speaker, Apen Crypto, and check in kung kumusta ba yung market natin today. And a quick recap para sa mga nakamiss of our last episode. Hi, Apen Crypto. How are you?
Hi, Modern Mulan. Kamusta?
I'm good. A little bit under the weather ulit, no? Grabe yung
Galing
super
tayo sa Bagyo.
typhoon.
Yeah.
Oo, no? I hope everybody is safe. So, sana hindi kayo naulanan, your family is okay. Ayan. So, ako
Yeah.
medyo na ano ako I don't know if you can hear sa voice ko, medyo na,
Oh yeah, it's a bit
ano,
different nga actually. Parehas tayo. Medyo kailangan
mm,
kong mag-vape ako.
true! Oo nga, natuwa naman ako kasi yun talaga yung staple din ng family namin. Nanay ko konting palit lang ng boses, "Oh, pipakuha ka na agad," gano'n.
Vape ako.
So yeah, pero ano, the show must go on and
Agree.
nakakatuwa 'no, na magkakasama pa rin tayo sa community
Yep.
natin. Rain or shine,
Yeah.
ayan. So, I think we
Yeah.
have foreign viewers pala sa live stream natin today. Don't worry, we'll be speaking
Oh
in
wow,
English
welcome.
later. So please hang on. We'll just say hi to our Filipino viewers first. Ayan.
Yeah.
So, Sir Ape, ano
Welcome.
bang... Yeah, welcome po. Thank you very much for joining us. So, Sir Ape, can you give us a rundown of what happened last episode for our for the viewers na miss yung ano natin
Yeah.
episode?
Yeah, for the last episode, if hindi nyo pa napapanood, our guest is Content Fly. Isipin nyo na lang, Fiverr, Upwork na Web3 alternative. Lahat
Mm,
tayo naghanap tayo ng mga side hustle, meron tayong
true.
traditional work, di ba? Tapos pasok tayo sa Fiverr, Upwork para makakuha pa ng extra job para doon sa extra
Yeah.
income. This one is going to be a Web3 alternative. Well, basically, makakakuha ka pa ng tokens, di ba? Makaka-earn ka pa, makakapag-invest ka ba part of that
Tama.
project or sabi natin in the future talaga magiging company na. So, work in progress ang ating job order doon.
Mhm.
And ICP Manila, if di nyo pa fina-follow sa Twitter, hopefully you can follow na,
Mhm.
magkakaroon tayo ng job order doon. And if di nyo pa napapanood, panoorin ang last week's episode.
It was a good episode 'no, kasi yun nga
Yeah.
lalo na simula ng pandemic parang, gaya na nabanggit natin doon, na-realize natin na napakarami talaga opportunities online. So imagine
Mhm.
halimbawa you can keep your 9 to 5 and then yun, sa lunch break mo gusto mo design or, content write or kung ano man yung special skills ninyo or talents 'no. So now you can monetize and share yun, 'di ba? So, kaysa
Mhm.
sa nangangalawang lang yung ibang skills natin, pagkakitaan na natin. So, it's a really
Tama.
good, ano, lalo na nasa blockchain pa, no? So, it's, if I'm not mistaken, yun yung una na parang Fiverr style, Upwork style,
Yeah, I
na
think
nasa
so. Yeah.
Web3, di ba? So,
Yeah.
it's a really good It's a really good episode. So if you haven't
Mhm.
seen it, again, you can check out yung mismong YouTube channel natin. Subscribe na kayo, syempre, di ba? Subscribe muna kayo and then click nyo yung name natin dyan sa baba. And then you will see that episode along with our other episodes. So,
Yep.
yeah. Anyone
Okay.
else may, yeah.
Y- Yeah, I just want to add na today actually is Token 2049 in Singapore.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
happening right now. Meron tayong meetup doon actually sa Singapore, sa Genius Central Singapore. Most likely kakatapos lang, kakainggit nga actually, hindi tayo nakasama.
Next time, sana nandun na tayo, no? Imagine, parang, oo, saan ka pupunta? Ganun, may meet up kami sa Singapore. Ay, next level, di ba? Parang nakakatawa
Mangyayari.
din.
Mangyayari yan.
Soon, yes, manifesting for everyone. Yeah, and I think
Manifesting.
nakakatuwa yun, no? I mean, dito pa lang na Pilipino pa lang yung mga nakakausap and yung mga konting guests natin na foreigners. It's so exciting to hear their perspective and kung kumusta yung parang sa community nila, no? Of what they think,
Mhm.
what
Tama.
projects they're eyeing, ganyan. So,
Mhm.
ibang klase yung ano, yung mga napupulot natin sa kanila. So, yeah,
Mhm.
hopefully, makapunta tayo sa mga international gatherings. Pero before that, syempre, maggawa muna tayo ng atin. Nandito sa Philippines, tayo yung mag-meet, no? Coming soon, you guys. So, stay tuned.
This October actually. We're planning it na actually, kausap ko lang nga kanina, um, one of the biggest group of crypto enthusiasts globally, kumbaga international, and we're finalizing something by hopefully by October, by end of
Yes.
October. And of course, libre to. Libre, libre to, di ba? Basta pumunta lang kayo. Lahat ng community, mga Pinoy, pinapapunta natin on that. Details to follow. Um,
Yes. Mm.
Gusto ko lang i-add, Modern Mulan. I think one of the biggest news actually this week lang actually
Mm.
is yung Uniswap. Of course, ang paborito nating
Oh,
decentralized
yeah.
exchange
Mm.
ay fully decentralized, running on internet computer. Akalain mo yon.
Grabe, wow. Mhm.
So,
Very big news 'no, kasi ang
yeah,
dami. I think feeling ko sa mga beginners, imposible na hindi nila ma-encounter ang Uniswap 'no. So that's really,
yeah,
really good and ayun 'no, sa mga bago diyan, press 1 kung dun din kayo nag-start. I remember isa din talaga yan sa mga ginamit ko. So to hear na fully decentralized na siya on ICP is just mind-blowing. Parang nag-a-align lahat talaga ng
yeah.
mga inaabangan nating projects.
Tama ka dyan. And if gusto nyo pa mapanood or malaman yung buong detalye, yung kumbaga technical stuff behind it, meron tayong session actually mamayang gabi,
Mhm,
11:30 p.m. It's 5:30 p.m. CET,
mhm.
but 11:30 p.m. sa PH time. Punta lang kayo sa internetcomputer.org/live-sessions. Ilalink namin
Ayun.
yan or punta lang kayo sa
Mhm.
Twitter ng ICP Manila and doon malalaman nyo lahat ng detalye tungkol sa sinabi ko nga na Uniswap, the decentralized.
Ayun, parang ang sarap makinig ng gano'n 'no, I really love, participating sa Twitter space. So, lalo na
Mhm.
tonight 'no, habang nagme-midnight snack kayo, maybe you can tune in, ayan, para updated din tayo. So again, we have everything linked sa ating description box, even yung sa ano natin, sa guest natin for today. We'll also include their links, after this live stream 'no,
Yeah.
para ma-follow niyo rin sila and you can be a part of their community as well. So yes, I
At,
think wag na
at
nating pahabain pa.
yeah. Meron lang akong one last, sorry.
Oh yes, go ahead. Ang dami
Nga
kasi
pala,
updates 'no,
meron lang tayong NFT giveaway ngayong gabi. Yung
Mhm.
Orblinks na NFT. One winner. One winner. Ibibigay natin yung NFT na yon. Just as long kayo yung mapiling best question in chat
Mhm.
live. Si George ang pipili at the end of the Q&A.
Yes.
So
Ayun,
malaking,
so
yeah. Din, alam mo yung mga NFTs, di mo alam yung mga prices diyan, di ba?
tama
Sobrang,
'no, oo,
yeah.
parang
Sobrang cute nitong NFT na to.
eto nga siya guys, oh. So, if you wanna
Thank
follow
you.
them sa ano, sa kanilang Twitter, you may do so. Ayan po.
Yeah.
Maraming salamat Orblinks for this pag-giveaway 'no. So, ayan,
Yeah.
napaka-cute talaga ng NFT sila and like you said,
Napaka-cute.
hindi natin mabigyan ng presyo talaga yung mga ganitong klase na NFTs kasi hindi natin alam kung ano yung biglang magka-pick up ng ano eh, ng Steam, 'di ba? So,
Exactly.
wala namang mawawala. Actually, nabibigyan ka pa eh, nadadagdagan ka pa ng sa portfolio mo.
Yeah.
Itong Orblig. So, send us your most interesting questions or
Yep.
something na malaman talaga. No? So, usually
Yan.
yun yung mga nananalo or napipili. So,
Yep.
alright, like I said,
Okay.
wag na nating patagalin pa. Let's call on the founder of Unfold VR, George. Hi, George. How are you today?
Hi, George.
Hi guys, very happy
Mhm.
to be here. I tried to pick up some of the things you said earlier. I think I'm at 25%,
Oh, that's
because that's
good.
how much English
25%
you
is
used.
good.
Yeah, that's huge. Thank you so much for gracing our show today. Really appreciate you being here. As we can see from your background, you guys are so busy. So we really appreciate that you took the time to personally answer all of our questions.
Sure. I mean, I think we actually should do even more communicating these days, and I'm very
Agree.
happy you have me on.
Yeah, and so I
Agree.
think we'll cover all of the basic questions for today, but let us get to know you more first. Who are you? How did you get started in crypto and eventually start Unfold VR?
So I'm the founder of UnfoldVR. Before UnfoldVR, and actually the team, part of whom you see in the back here, we worked at doing VR apps for enterprise clients.
Yeah.
So this would be marketing, training apps, storytelling apps, focused on VR and AR.
Mhm.
Um, and yeah, that's how I started, let's say, my startup career. Prior to that, I don't know, finished architecture, did a whole bunch of freelancing and other stuff.
Oh, that's
And
cool.
yeah, and we started with ICP mostly because we were there very early on, and we noticed how it grew and how it got more feature rich. And we realized this is the place to be to develop just about anything on the blockchain. And
Mhm.
we were kind of toying with the idea of Unfold VR for many years now. And when it finally clicked in our head, like, wow, this should be actually on blockchain and not just a VR app, every
Mhm.
piece fell into place. And now we're full time working on Unfold VR.
I see. That's a really good
Mhm.
start, and it's so interesting to know that you were an architect because a lot of people in the space I think started out in a different profession and then eventually found love for the crypto space, and now we are building things, our own things here. So yeah, I'm so sorry to cut you. I think there are comments saying that they're static and your audio, so maybe we
Is
can.
Yeah.
it better now? I just toned down
Uh,
my power
oh no, no,
setting on my laptop.
they're still static, George.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hold on.
I don't know if there's anything I can do. Let me double check
Okay,
my
okay.
audio
Go ahead. Go ahead.
settings.
Could
Take your
it
time.
be that the wireless pods are draining or like the battery's low? Because sometimes
No,
that happens
because
to me too.
the audio should be picked up from my microphone, from the
Oh,
camera
I
microphone.
see. I see.
Okay, okay.
I can switch to the laptop microphone. Let's see.
Okay, okay.
Is this better now?
Yes,
Yeah, much better. All
much
right.
better.
Thank you for
Yeah,
pointing that out. Would have
yeah.
missed being, staticky all the time.
Yeah, yeah, George. There are a lot of Filipino fans currently into virtual reality, augmented
Mhm.
reality, especially if you combine it with gamify. Filipinos would really be interested on this. At the same time, doesn't have an idea on this potential. Maybe you can tell us more about what Unfold VR is.
Yeah.
Yeah, so in a very tiny nutshell,
Mhm.
UnfoldVR is both a VR app and a companion web app that support decentralized asset creation for the metaverse.
Mhm.
And we obviously have a whole bunch of features around that.
But essentially, we feel the metaverse is a huge endeavor and it's a huge digital world, and
Yeah.
it needs a lot of content. And we don't think there's any single company that's going to control this.
Mhm.
So we thought about decentralizing asset creation to the users. And
Mhm.
obviously, you can discover content in UnfoldVR and do a whole bunch of things there. And we're just starting out, so some of the features are built, some are in our roadmap. And I actually
Mhm.
prepared a quick video to highlight a little bit of what
Oh
we
yeah,
have
yeah,
working right
nice,
now.
nice.
So
Yeah,
let
that'd
me
be
share my
great.
screen.
Mhm. I love that you mentioned the importance of filling it with content because as we've seen, here in Web 2, um, content is king. Like YouTube is
Yeah,
popular because it has a lot of content in here. There are a lot of content creators and consumers. So it's
yeah,
so the trend most likely will be that in Web 3, the same value for content will be shown. So yeah,
yeah.
what
Actually,
mhm,
yeah. This is actually the live app
yeah.
where I've paired my wallet, and I have a few NFTs in the wallets that I've paired. You can pair
Mhm.
both plug and Stoic, and actually, like a public announcement, we'll be updating the web app very soon. Hopefully
Oh
today.
wow. Mhm.
Alex, my colleague here, is actually working on the latest push. And the web app will also support Creator Gloves. We had some issues with Stoic and plug integrations,
Mhm.
being a very new NFT collection. So currently for Moonwalkers and very shortly for Creator Gloves and many other NFTs,
Mhm.
after you pair them with your plug or Stoic wallet, you can actually see them in 3D because they are in 3D on chain.
That's so
Mhm.
And on a
cool.
mobile device, you can also see them in AR. And let me actually show you the video. It's probably going to do a much faster job than me.
Mhm.
So here I'm on a tablet, actually in Zurich, doing this recording.
Nice.
If you
Mhm.
hold the Creator Glove, you can vote on our polls. You can share and your profile and follow other people. And obviously, you can pair your VR app, and in the VR app, you have all these creation tools that we're working
Oh
on.
wow.
These are all functioning and working right now.
Mhm.
And you can
Wow.
also put 3D NFTs in your lobby. And these are some custom NFTs we optimize
Nice.
from some of our
Mhm.
partners. So everything is functional. The VR app, we
Uh-huh.
have an invite system on our Discord because we switched to
Mhm.
a standalone VR, which is much more popular headset.
Yeah.
And yeah, we're supporting like Quest 2 devices, but we're rolling
Mhm.
out support for additional type of devices very soon.
It's so hard to believe that you guys are just starting out because the quality is impeccable. And I think there are so many features that you're already including that usually we would have to wait, before we'd have to wait like years before
Yeah.
we get to actually create our own content in a platform. So it's nice that you guys are pioneering this. And I am an excited early bird supporter, and I'm so excited to see more.
Thank you. I
What
mean,
if,
I think it's all up to the team because we're an
mhm,
already established team compared to
yeah.
maybe other projects
Yeah.
who are getting to know each other and assembling
Mhm,
teams as they go. So that's a kind of an unfair advantage that we have.
mhm.
And like we've been active in the VR space for many years, working on
Mhm,
projects for Fortune 500 companies. So
mhm.
we have the technical know-how when it comes
Yeah.
to VR and AR. We're still learning our ways
Mhm,
through the internet computer and the nuances of Motoko and Rust, but we're
mhm.
getting there.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Growing pains, as they say, and again, your experience really shows, and it helped, and is obviously helping you with creating such a great platform. So, one of the things that you mentioned was Creator Gloves. Can you tell us more about that?
So Creator Gloves are our first NFT collection,
Mm-hmm.
and we call it the Founders Edition. It empowers users to take advantage of the full feature set of Unfold VR. So if
Mm-hmm.
you are a holder of Creator Gloves, then you can consider yourself as having superpowers in Unfold VR. To investors, we say it's the equivalent of having a subscription to Unfold VR. So anybody
Oh
can
yeah.
join Unfold VR at any time. But if you have a Creator Glove, you can have some special features that only, let's say, subscribers have, right? So that's the mindset that we have. And some of the benefits are being able to mint the content that you make in UnfoldVR. This is not yet implemented, but it's what we're working on right now.
Mhm.
It's what's implemented, your ability to vote on future
Yeah.
features that we're building, and the poll will be live very in a few days.
Yeah.
And you'll get airdrops. You have all the benefits of an early adopter, if you will. And
Mhm.
in time, 1 year, 2 years in the future, we'll have other NFTs that will only give you like this feature access or that feature access, like virtual streaming or
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
minting or any kind of thing. But Creator Gloves will embed all those features in perpetuity. So we're thinking they have like tremendous value, and we are just launching them on Yumi marketplace. You can pick one up if you want. You only need one to unlock all the features,
Yeah.
but having more will let you have a bigger say on our polls.
I'm a proud owner of Creator Gloves, George. You
I'm
know that.
glad you are.
Last time.
Yes.
So maybe we can talk about, like, for people watching right now, can you walk us through how they could buy
Yeah,
their own creator gloves? Because we have a lot of newbies here.
agree.
Yes. So actually, I can share my screen again.
Yes,
Yeah,
go
yes,
ahead.
please, George. Thank you.
That's more helpful. So if we spoke with Yumi to maybe improve the flow. It's not the most user friendly flow, and
Mm-hmm.
UnfoldVR has a lot to grow on when it comes to UX and UI. So
Mm-hmm.
if you go on Yumi marketplace, you have to go to the Launchpad page, where you'll have all their NFTs that are you can currently buy, and some that sales have ended. And if you land to Creator Gloves, you can select one of their bundles and pair your wallet and click buy now, and that's it.
Yeah.
Then you'll be revealed what NFT you earned. If you click
Yeah.
on the Creator Gloves, or if you're in the Explore tab, and you see Creator Gloves here, you'll see all the gloves, including some of our partners. Like here's a plethora game branded NFT. All these
Oh,
NFTs were airdropped by our partners to their community.
nice.
Like Versatile, we should go to district at some point, and we have a whole bunch of partners, so you can check them out. I'm personally a big fan of carbon fiber. I hope you get
Yeah.
one of those. Like Pope is one of the partners. So a lot of people asked us, what with this partnership idea, is it just a promotional thing?
Hmm.
In fact, we were in conversation with many of with actually all the partners that we end up launching the collection with very early on. And in Unfold VR, you'll be able to see their NFTs, either present or future collection, as 3D NFTs.
Mm.
So you'll be able to see them in AR, you'll be able to bring them in your lobby in virtual reality, and it's kind of their message about their commitment to an open and interoperable metaverse, and that's kind of the message we try to put out.
Nice, nice, nice.
Was that
Um,
is it clear enough how to get a
yeah,
creator
yeah,
class?
yeah, yes, yes, yes. Yumi Marketplace
Yes,
definitely
very
will.
clear.
Yeah, we'll put it in the description so the viewers who are newbies in the IC ecosystem will be able to purchase the creator gloves. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I think the benefits that you mentioned are a lot, since we're right now still in the early stages. And if
Yeah.
you really want to benefit from it, yeah, try to get one creator glove for
Yeah,
yourself.
it's a great time to have your positions in right now, especially
Yeah.
while we're still building and we're slowly
Hmm.
getting that momentum. So once we go off, you won't FOMO anymore because you're already again,
Yeah.
you're in position with us.
Yung mga
So,
Dijan dyan.
oo nga, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mga
Uh,
Dijan.
mga FOMO kings. So, Sir Ape, how about you? Do you have questions for Sir George?
Yeah, I think I think for the viewers and especially for ICP Manila who are
Mhm.
really focused on bringing the first Filipino projects to the IC ecosystem. I think they want to know. I think the first question will be: can you tell us why you opted to build Unfold VR on the blockchain, and
Yeah.
at the same time, why on the IC ecosystem, ICP?
So, yeah, great questions and very easy answers to both. So, why on blockchain? The answer is NFTs. So we
Yes.
Okay.
see NFTs more than just pretty picture, which unfortunately, they were highly promoted in the bull
Yeah.
market because
Mhm.
everybody wanted to make money. We see NFTs as a very easy to use system that manages digital ownership. So you
Mhm.
hold an
Yeah.
NFT. I know as a developer, or as a project, as anything, that you are indeed the holder of that digital good.
Agree.
Alternatives to Web2 would be, subscription, license, digital license of some sort, but those are very closed, right? You get a subscription, you can't sell that subscription to somebody else if you decided you don't want to use it anymore.
Yeah.
NFTs manage digital ownership of any kind of digital ownership. So when we realized that, it clicked for us that Unfold VR needs to integrate NFTs because you create content, but then you can monetize, share, and discover them as
Yeah.
NFTs. And you can bundle anything in an NFT in its metadata, anything. Like we're using NFTs in multiple ways in Unfold VR as kind of a gateway to special features, but also in the future to discover content and to distribute, to take content outside of Unfold VR and into Shiku Metaverse or IC 1101,
Mm-hmm.
right? So that's why the blockchain. And the
Mm-hmm.
second reason, and obviously, and all the other corollary reasons around blockchain, like decentralization, and like
Yeah.
we are using Quest 2, which are from Meta, but we're not big fans of how they operate. But they have a big market share when it comes to hardware. And the second reason why ICP, well, we were fortunate enough to kind of see them grow. Like we were introduced to the IC almost 2 years ago, so very, very early on. And just seeing them grow and moving from that hard limit of 4 GB that, back in the early days,
Yeah.
that was it. It
Mm-hmm.
was single canister deployments. Like we were there, we saw how they grow, we saw the progress that they were making, the NFT uh,
Yeah.
marketplace that they launched. So it was pretty easy decision for us. Like we're aware of other blockchains and some of the things that they're doing, but it's like miles away. It's
I agree. Yeah.
easy for us to differentiate the ICP from any other blockchain.
Yeah, and it's so young, and yeah, it's going to its stages where it's going to be mature, and the technology is there right now. The
Yeah.
Yeah.
latest news is about Uniswap being fully decentralized,
Mhm.
running on internet computer. 11:30 p.m. By the way, guys, global R&D. You can watch it
Mhm.
online to know more. But you have a good point there, and yeah, thank you very much for explaining that.
Yeah, and I think it's very similar to how you guys view the NFTs. The potentials are endless because we're still very
Yeah.
much we have an idea of what we can make out of NFTs, ICP, but I think that there is still so much for us to explore and
Mhm.
try. So those are very good platforms to build on. So yeah, again, thank you so much for sharing your insights. Always nice to hear the vision directly from the founder. So, can you tell us what are your priorities right now, your immediate priorities, and what else can we expect in the coming months?
So immediate priority is getting Creator Gloves to be fully integrated with Unfold VR,
Mm-hmm.
and all the things that are corollary to this. We have like
Yeah.
small bugs and fixes
Mhm.
that we want to address on the web app and the VR app.
Mm-hmm.
And we want to give, we're actually getting invites to VR users on the App Lab platform, because that's how we're distributing the
Oh,
app
nice.
right
Yeah.
now. So we want to get that feedback and really have the web and VR app with the features that I just showed working, let's say nominally, so without any major bugs. So that's the
Yeah.
immediate focus,
Mhm.
because we want to take the users' feedback on the core functionality and
Mm-hmm.
everything that's there. And long term, or actually not long, medium term, we're actually starting work on minting 3D NFTs, which is a
Mhm.
core
Oh,
feature of
nice.
OVR, and we hope to have that done by the end of this year. So you'll be able to mint your own NFTs
Yeah.
using UnfoldVR, using both the web app and the VR app. So you don't need a VR
Oh
headset
wow. Mm.
for
Yeah.
that. What
Yeah.
exactly are going to do with them, how we're going to transfer them to a marketplace or to other projects, those are open questions,
Yeah.
but we'll be addressing them shortly.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. Yeah, George, will you be releasing a token anytime soon? At the same time, yeah, we have a lot of tokens being released right now within the IC ecosystem. I think you've heard of Ghost. Of course, right now it's meme coins.
Mhm.
You've heard of Dogme, actually, from Dogfinity. One's really pumping right now. Yeah, when will the token come out? At the same time, tell us more on the tokenomics behind your plans
Yeah.
on being and in bringing Unfold VR to a fully fledged DAO in the future.
So that's actually the vision, to have Unfold VR a fully fledged DAO, and we'll
Mm-hmm.
most likely be
Mhm.
using SNS. So we're not going to launch
Oh,
another type
nice.
of token.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
I see this as, I mean, I'm sure there will be mature apps that will, approach SNS in the coming months as soon as it becomes available. And I've been there listening to Dominic speak about
Yeah,
SNS. He's very
Mhm.
yeah,
passionate about it, and
yeah,
Yeah.
it actually transpired some of that passion to me and our team. And but I don't think we will make the SNS step, you know, very soon. It's probably something 1 or 2 years in the future.
okay,
Yeah.
And this is because one, regarding tokenomics, and you see a lot of projects, especially social media dApps like Discover,
yeah,
they have
Mhm.
this bots issue, right? There's a lot of bots, and it's a real problem, especially if you want to airdrop anything.
yeah,
And they have their own ways of mitigating it. District has their own ways of mitigating this issue.
mm-hmm.
I think we're in a unique position where we won't have this issue, because in VR we are able
Mm-hmm.
to tell if there's a real person in VR or not.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Yeah.
frankly,
agree.
if somebody writes a bot that mimics a person in VR, congrats, uh, hats off. But so we want to reward with tokens after the SNS those active users, and especially those Creator Gloves holders. So if you're a
Yeah,
holder of Creator Glove and you've been active, especially in the VR app, but also in the web app, doing actual 3D work, interacting, creating stuff, then we want to airdrop you tokens, and we want a big pool
Mhm.
of our DAO to go to our active community.
Yeah.
And because in the end, we want to relinquish control. That's the
yeah,
definition of DAO.
Mhm.
So we will spread some tokens to the team, and to whatever organism we decide will operate things, and
yeah,
launch features early on. But
Mhm.
most of the tokens will go to the community.
yeah. Go
That's a good
ahead.
point of view. Yeah. I like that you mentioned that because I think with the other projects that I've read about, while we are, you mentioned that the main goal is to have that decentralization, but sometimes when you read about what they're working on, they tend to like stray away from the initial goal. So it's nice to see that you're thinking ahead and you're thinking of ways how you can really maximize and make
Mhm.
sure to protect that again the main goal. So now, as an investor, I'm sure we all share the same sentiment in terms of security. So there are
Yeah.
so many, instances of attack on any kind of platform there are right now. So how can we ensure that on your channels or servers that these will not be manipulated?
Mhm. That's a valid point. Well, from the get-go, using ICP as a platform
Ah,
to
yeah.
distribute the app, it's probably the first layer of security that you can have,
Yeah.
and maybe that should go to young developers that are considering ICP. So
Mm-hmm.
you don't need many of the traditional security systems by the simple fact that you're using internet computer.
Yeah.
And otherwise, we're also in like some people ask us how is this link between the VR app and the web app. This is,
Mhm.
you know, intrinsically also secure because the way it works now and it will also work in the future. You have the web app that's built on the IC, it's fully on chain.
Mhm. Yeah.
You log in with your internet identity, maybe NFID in the future. You pair your wallet using browser stuff, so it's the same as any standard IC
Mhm.
app. And then you pair that web app on your local network with your VR headset. And
Mm-hmm.
you want to do that because, how would you pair your wallet
Oh,
in
yeah.
VR? You don't have a
Yeah.
keyboard, you don't have
Yeah.
access to your passcodes or
Mm-hmm.
biometrics or anything. But this pairing is done through WebSockets protocol, which is highly secure protocol. It's actually used right now as you're streaming this to YouTube, and
Mm-hmm.
it's done on your local network. So any attacker would would essentially need to be standing next
Mhm.
to you to intersect that
Yeah.
Yeah.
communication. And if it's there, probably you have bigger concerns.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think George, those are great, solid points
Mm-hmm.
about internet computer, and of course, especially you mentioned for young aspiring developers, they need to know this. More of our developers here in the Philippines are really focused on Solidity, Ethereum virtual machine, and I think they really need to test internet computer. And what you mentioned about security is very critical, I think, for them to know.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's all about resilience. Like internet
Mm-hmm.
computer gives you resilience when you're
Mm-hmm.
not dependent on third party for systems for storage, for
Ah, yeah, agree.
anything, moderation
Mm-hmm.
of or infringement of your
It's a good point.
free
Mm-hmm.
rights. You build that resilience if as long as you're on chain, or at least
Mm-hmm.
your critical systems are on chain, then
Yeah.
you have that resilience against any third parties that would want to take down your
Mm-hmm.
content or your app.
Very
Yeah.
insightful answers. I mean, I think that also, though your ideas also apply to other things or other platforms that are building on ICP, because again, you have the same foundation. Now,
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious to know, can you, on a personal note, can you share with us like your opinion on how ICP ecosystem, or what do you think the landscape would look like on the next bull run?
Well, we actually I spoke with Ape in Crypto about this briefly
Mm-hmm.
before our talk.
Yeah.
Mm,
It, I think it will depend when the next bull run. That's a tricky question because it
yeah.
depends on macroeconomics. But
Mm,
what's I think critical is that the internet computer is built on solid foundation. Like the
yeah.
team, the level of the scientists that are working there, their commitment, the fact that they have incredible budgets, but they haven't
Mm,
strayed away. They kept on doing their research. They kept on launching features. They
yeah.
kept keeping the
Mm-hmm.
community engaged. I think they're checking all the right boxes. So macroeconomics will come and go. You might
Mm,
have we're here next to the war zone in
yeah.
Romania. So
Mhm.
you don't know what's going to happen. But all things being equal, you would want to bet on something that's built on strong foundation, and it has the underlying prerequisites of growing strong. So I think once things settle in the next bull run, ICP will take on market share from other
Mm.
blockchains, but also
Yeah,
all the blockchains will
agree.
take on market share from the traditional fiat system.
Yeah,
I
that's
agree.
good. Again, good insights. And I think it also relates to like this quote. Whenever we talk about bull runs, this quote brings to mind. It says like chance favors the prepared mind. So yeah, like you said, nobody can really
Nice.
predict, the trend when it like when the next bull run is going to happen and what exactly is going to happen in the bull run. But those who are preparing before that, long before that, so your platform, ICP, even in general, and other platforms building even outside of ICP ecosystem, they will be the favored ones because again they
Yeah,
have that very solid foundation already. So yeah, now I think this brings
no,
us to.
yeah.
Oh, sorry, you have a question?
No, no, no. I think you have a saying that you always say, Modern Mulan. Nakalimutan ko na in Tagalog. Maganda yung may nilalaman or something like that.
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
that's a
yeah.
good point. Oh, what was it
So,
again?
yeah, so in Filipino, I always say like parang lamang ang nakakaalam. In English, I think it roughly translates to those with knowledge are always ahead or something like
Yeah,
that. So once you like when you're updated, you know the trends, you get an idea of what's ahead.
yeah,
So yeah, I think that's why AMAs like these are very, very important because,
yep,
like I said, being early supporters and just being one of the first to just know these very, very valuable information are priceless for sure.
yeah. George, can you give some words of encouragement since you are an ICP builder on why Filipino devs or projects from Philippines, but because mostly most of them are really on Polygon on other
Yeah.
blockchains, and I think they should start building on the internet computer. Maybe you can give us some words of encouragement for them.
Mm.
Yeah, like I think the best thing I could say is that we we were watching ICP for almost 2 years, but we
Mm.
haven't actually dived deep into it or actually code on ICP until we got the grant from Definity, which maybe we kick started this spring, if I'm remembering correctly.
Mm.
So, and we managed to do some things that other developers haven't tackled since forever. Like seeing 3D assets from chain, pairing both Stoic and Yumi and Plug Wallet at the same time under the
Yeah.
same idea. Like, and there's so much potential, there's so much opportunity, and someone like us that we have experience in coding in C++ and in
Yeah,
VR for
Mm.
VR apps, so for gaming, which is it's not exactly like you would code in other languages for traditional web apps, right? So
mm-hmm.
we managed to pick up speed very fast on the internet computer,
Yeah,
and
Mm.
definitely supported us with their grant, and they're supporting
Mm.
anybody that demonstrates
yeah.
anything really
Agree.
on any vertical that you want to tackle on any type of product. And they're very open, they're very prompt in replying. And I think more important also is the community itself, like the fact that
Mm.
we're having this AMA, the fact that
Mm-hmm.
a
Yeah,
small startup such as ours is in contact with just about all the big projects on the IC. The community is remarkable, and it's unlike anything I've seen
I
really.
agree.
Like it brings me back to my early days as
Mm-hmm.
a 3D artist, back in the
Yeah.
days of forums, remember those?
Oh
When
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was young and people were, big shots at big gaming
Mm.
studios were replying me on these forums and giving me feedback, and I was giving feedback back. no, it brought me. It actually reminds me of those times in
Mm,
because it's similar like
Yeah.
3D was 10, 15 years ago. IC is a new concept. It's a new blockchain. It's an advanced blockchain, and
yeah.
community feels it, and it's the opportunities are so big that competition is not actually real. Like there's an opportunity
Yeah.
for a lot of growth here. It's
Mm,
the
yeah.
pie is keeps on growing. So I would strongly encourage young developers to pick up ICP. It takes you literally 1 day to set up your environment and do a
Mm,
hello world app, and
Ah,
you'll
yeah.
notice right away some of the benefits of the blockchain by just starting out. It basically costs you nothing to start out.
Agree. Agree.
that brings
You
us so much
you
joy to hear.
yeah. I think George said it best. Said it better. Which is great. Everything you said is true, and I feel the same way.
Mm. Yeah, and it's so nice to hear that there's so much support from this huge entity for people who are starting out, because the very start are always the hardest. So to have that enormous resource, and again the support is just priceless and very crucial in laying out your very own foundation. Now we have a lot of comments here from
Oh
our
yeah, let's
live
get questions.
viewers. Are
Let's get
you
questions.
ready for the questions?
I'm very ready for the questions.
All right, we
Nice.
love to hear that. So here's one from Sugar Luck. I think, what is your strategy to attract new users and investors to your platform and keep them long
Yeah,
term?
Yeah,
good point.
that's a great question. So one of our challenges in particular at UnfoldVR is that even though we have the web app, and in the future
Yeah.
we hope to have a parity of features between the VR app and the web app, we are a VR app,
Yeah.
first and foremost, and the
Mm,
core features right now are in the VR app. So there's this challenge of how many IC users are also VR users.
mm,
We've seen a lot of them, and we're very happy, but we want to attract users from outside the IC community. So to answer
Yeah.
the question, our goal is to go into the VR enthusiasts market, which is
mm.
in many ways similar to the IC enthusiast market,
Yeah.
and pick up users from that ecosystem and bring them to the IC and bring them to Unfold VR. And the way we're going to do this is basically with our product. We want to let people create really fun stuff in Unfold VR,
Mm.
and we hope that will bring many users that are not
Mhm.
even familiar with the internet computer.
Yeah, and I think VR are really getting their momentum now. It doesn't matter if we're in a very
Yeah.
bloody market, because it's so interesting. I mean, it again, it also has its own limitless potential, and I think while it is growing, it will bring NFTs along with it. So I'm really excited to see the growth of it. So thank you so much, Sugarluck, for that question. We hope George answered it for you. Now the next question is from Brian Crypto. So Brian Crypto asks, do you need VR equipment to maximize the use of Creator Gloves?
Yeah.
The answer is short answer is yes, but the longer answer is you can benefit from Creator Gloves using the web app only. And for
Oh
the
yeah.
our first 3D minting features, they will be in many ways identical both in VR and on the web.
Mhm.
So you don't necessarily need the VR equipment to use Creator Gloves and to benefit from them. But
Mhm.
obviously, we encourage you to get the VR headset because the experience is so much more
Yeah.
immersive in VR.
Yeah.
Oculus.
All right, at least we
Right?
have that, we have options, I guess. So whether you don't want to buy a VR now, you
Yeah.
can just have the NFT and explore its other utilities. So
Yep.
thank you so much, Brian Crypto. This next one is from Kurisu IC. By the way, George, so maybe try to remember uh,
Oh
like
yeah.
the topic of the question, because by the very end I think the hardest question will be asked to you, like which question do you
Oh,
think
oh,
is the best. Yeah, so we can give
ah,
something. we can
We'll
give them
be
an
giving a
NFT
prize. Yeah, we'll be giving them an
uh-huh.
NFT.
or bling
I
some
was hoping
NFT.
you will be picking the best question, and now you're putting me
No,
on.
you're the guest, and we want to give you a hard time. No, I'm kidding. So,
Okay,
just so it's
thanks
someone that we
for
don't
the
know.
heads up.
Yeah.
Uh, so
So
why
this is the
there are
third
VR projects
question.
running on different blockchains like Blocktopia? What is the main advantage of UnfoldVR to other competitors? I don't think we have a direct competitor. There are several other VR projects that focus on creating content, or even blockchain projects. But the main advantage is with the internet computer, which we can't take credit for. And I think unlike other blockchains, you can store NFTs on chain, and these NFTs can be 3D NFTs.
Mm,
Obviously it's good if they're optimized, but you can store 3D NFTs, you can store advanced metadata with those NFTs, and you can integrate them with any VR app, including Unfold VR.
mm.
So I think maybe that's a good answer to this question.
Yeah,
And
it
like
is.
one of the focus that we have with Unfold VR, and it's not yet obvious, but it's something we're actively working on, is discoverability. Because other
Oh, yeah.
competitors that allow you to
That's a
create
good point.
content, you're creating content, but how do you get that content out? How do you share it? How you
Oh yeah.
discover what other people have built? And with
Mm,
Unfold VR, and you can see this on the web app, as you can share your profile and make your NFTs public.
mm.
We're very much focused on discoverability.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah, that's a good
that's a
point.
really good one. Now here's another one from Echo. Do you have audit certificates, or are you working to audit your project so that the security of the project becomes more secure
Ah,
and
that's a
reliable?
good point.
Mm,
That's a good point. I think we're too early for that. Like right now, we're
Yeah.
not handling people's. I mean, we're reading people's NFTs, but we're
yeah.
not trading NFTs. We're not trading ICP or any
Mm,
kind of tokens. So the legitimate risk with our app is essentially zero.
Yeah.
There's nothing that could
mm,
happen to you using
Agree.
Unfold VR. So
It's
there's
too early.
no immediate need for any
Yeah.
advanced like audit certificates. In the future, that's a valid point, and we'll probably
yeah.
look into that. But right now, it's not a necessity.
Yep.
Yeah, I think I like that you highlighted that um it's not that you're close to having or being audited, but it's just that it does not align with what you guys are building right now or what's available right now. So
Exactly.
you have so many questions here. It's so hard to pick. Maybe starting with crypto, do you have questions that you would like us to ask?
uh,
There's so
I'm
many.
yeah, there's so many right now. Okay, well, I'm good from my end. I guess if we won't take any more requests. What do you think, George? One last question from the
Yeah,
audience.
sure.
Oh, yes, one last Modern Milan.
All right. I'm
Yeah,
trying to pick questions that we haven't really touched on because I think
yeah, yeah.
you've done such a
Some
great
things are
job
yeah.
detailing
Thank you.
what you guys are working on and what the project is about. We really felt your passion and we saw your vision as well for the project. So it's really difficult to pick a question here. So I think let's just we've already established what what you guys are prioritizing now, and you also gave us like a sneak peek of what's to come. But there's another question about the roadmap here. Maybe we can address that. So I see in your roadmap about basic web 3D viewer for lobbies will be available in the fourth quarter of 2022. So what is the basic 3D viewer for
Wow.
lobbies, and how does it benefit the users?
Yeah, that's a user who actually saw one of our
Uh,
posts with our roadmap. So congrats to that. So
yeah.
3D
Eagle
lobbies are
eye.
essentially, yeah, are essentially the same lobbies you can experiment in using the VR app, but you'll
Yeah.
be able to walk through them in VR, on the web. So
Oh,
it will essentially bring another feature on parity on the web app from the VR app. The benefit will be that instead of just
mm,
sharing the NFTs that you want to make public, you'll be able to share your 3D lobby as you set it up in VR. you will still need the VR app for that in the first stage to set up 3D NFTs and 2D NFTs to set up your lobby, but then you'll be able to share it on the web. And in the future, probably not in Q4, you'll be able to also configure your lobby on the web from the get, so you don't even need the VR headset to do that. So this will be a more immersive way on the web to display your NFTs, and particularly your 3D NFTs, because those have the biggest impact.
Nice, nice, nice.
That's a great answer, and I think
Yeah.
that perfectly answers Echo's question. Um, I would love to pick more questions. Some are, I think, they dive in deeper, but I want to reserve
They,
those
they
for
should DM. They
our
should
next
DM George.
episode, probably.
Yes,
Yeah,
please
and
join
so
our
that they would
Discord
also.
and you can ask all the questions there and we'll
Oh
respond to you
yeah.
directly. I'm active there, the team is
Mm.
active there, so please do that.
Yeah, and I was about to say that so that they would go in your community and
Yeah.
ask you directly some of the questions that we weren't able to tackle today. And again, maybe we could have you back for a future episode where we
Definitely. Yep.
show them more about if you have updates and other things that you want to announce. Oh, and by the way, do you have like events or any other things aside from your socials that you want to share with the community?
Okay. Yep.
Not right now, we don't have anything on the immediate roadmap.
Mhm.
We've really been pushing our NFT launch, and we've been hard at work with that. We'll definitely have some updates
Mhm.
by the end of this year. Nothing, not a fixed date at this point, but yeah, I would love to join you guys for a second episode in the future.
Nice.
Oh, that'd be
Nice.
great. We'd love to have you back here. So yeah, if you guys want to be a part of their community, please do follow them. We'll update our description box in a while after this live stream so that you can just have a direct copy of their links and their socials. So yeah, Palanga ICP, hello, thanks so much for being here. So George, now the hardest question of the night. Among all of the questions that you answered, which one do you think should
Is the
we give
winner.
yeah, the prize to? So let me quickly show all of the questions. So Sugar Luck asked about your strategy to attract new users. Brian asked about do we need your equipment or not? Kurisu IC regarding the difference or your competitive advantage. Echo, he actually asked two questions. I didn't notice. I'm so sorry. Um, Audit certificates and about your roadmap or the basic Web3 viewer. So, which one fascinated you the most or was very interesting to you, George?
So I think I'll go with the first question. How are we attracting new
Mm,
users?
This
yeah.
Because
one. All right.
I think this underlines, maybe I didn't do such a great job answering it right then. I think it underlines a very important point that we're actively focused on, which is for the IC community to grow. I think it's important for IC projects to attract users from outside the IC community, as
Yeah.
opposed to
Yeah.
waiting for the IC to grow and then your business
That's a
will
good
grow
point.
with the IC.
Mm.
So something that we're trying to do is to bring users from outside the IC community and grow
Yeah.
that way, because it's not necessarily Definity's job to grow the ecosystem. They're obviously working hard
Yeah.
to do that, and you
Yeah.
are working hard in spreading the message and informing the
Hmm.
community, and we thank you for that. But I think every project should aim to, at least to a certain degree, to bring in users from outside the IC community, and that's something that we're very passionate about, and it's something
Hmm.
we're trying to do right now, actually.
Like George, like
I
D-Mail.
agree.
Okay.
Again, very strong points because
Yeah, D-Mail just did a partnership with KuCoin, which is yeah, good a good strategy that they did.
yeah, because at the end of the day, community is what really matters. So to have people giving you feedback on what works and what doesn't are again very very crucial, especially during the beginning stages. Anyway,
Yeah.
George, thank you so much for joining us. Again, we appreciate your time so much, and we learned a lot about Unfold VR and again your vision with it. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much, George. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Madam Mulan and AP Crypto. Thank you for having me. And until next
We're
time, I guess.
we're
We
looking
hope to see you
forward to the
again
next.
soon. Yes, for sure, for sure. We'll schedule that next live stream, or maybe we can
Yeah.
create
Maybe
a
here in the
different event,
Philippines.
maybe not an AMA. Yeah, that'd be amazing. We'd love to have you here. So yeah, we'll figure things out, and we'll definitely keep in touch and engage more of your community. So George, again, thank you so much. Talk to you soon. Bye.
Thank you,
Bye, guys.
George. Bye bye.
Thank you, George.
Medyo
Alright,
naghahang yata ako,
ayan.
no?
Maraming
Naghahang
maraming
ba ako?
salamat po. Yeah, I think medyo naghang pero
Yeah,
okay lang
naghahang.
naman. And pero
Yeah.
yun, maraming maraming salamat po sa lahat ng mga nag-send ng questions. Nalit daw si Spitfire, nalit ang ating suki, pati si Palangga ICP. Pero we're very happy that nakahabol pa rin kayo, no? So yun,
Yeah.
ang daming magagandang points na binigay ni George, no? And before this AMA, I read through Unfold VR, pero iba pa rin talaga kapag narinig mo diretso sa founder. Ayun, kung anong
Tama ka dyan.
binibuild nila, no? Tsaka mararamdaman mo talaga yung passion and
Yes.
wala pa rin kasing tatalo kapag merong puso yung project, no? Kasi during
Exactly.
difficult times, parang napaka-tempting na i-give up mo na lang because you won't be seeing very optimal results unlike kapag a bull market. Pero kahit na ganun, nakikita mo pa rin na siya, na eto talaga yung passion niya, this is really what they want to
Yeah.
build. So, personally, on a very personal note, I'll be following Unfold VR and titingnan ko talaga yung progress nila, no? Ayun nga, hopefully, by the end of the year, di ba sabi niya, baka may mga updates sila. So kapag merong significant updates, definitely will invite him here and yung mga questions na hindi natin na will
Yeah.
cover those. So how about you, Sir
Tama,
Ape?
tama.
Anong pinaka-takeaway mo for today's episode?
Yeah, first things first, yeah, bumili ako ng creator gloves kagabi, dalawa. I'll be giving to you
Oh,
one.
wow.
So, at least meron ka ng creator gloves. Kasi yung creator gloves,
Wow. Thank
crucial
you.
siya. Kasi anything na gagawin nila moving forward, airdrops, tokens, anything,
Yun
kasama
talaga
ka.
yung chemo to everything,
Oh,
'no?
yun
Parang
yung susi
access.
mo to everything.
Yeah, oo.
So anyway, I'll get your details offline. But at least
Yes.
you have that creator gloves na. And para sa mga nanonood na wala pa or interested, yeah, just go to Yumi Marketplace, and then yeah, you can get your own creator gloves. Mura pa siya.
If you don't know how to purchase your own, we actually talked about this during the live stream earlier, no,
Oh
na
yeah,
nag-start tayo
tama,
ng
tama.
ating ano. So you can just go back, ayan, mga team replay natin, you can just go back and
Yeah,
look for that portion or that segment, no. So pinakita
yep.
rin ni George. Tapos, we also have yung mga links nila right now of their social media. So again, i-update naman natin yung pero let me send them here sa ating chat. Ayan. So, nakalink po sila lahat. Medyo weird lang dito sa screen natin, pero we have everything in the live chat. And we'll try to add this sa pinned comment section din natin so you can follow
Nice.
them and be updated. So yeah, again, congratulations to our winner of the Orb Links NFT din, si Sugarlock.
Sugar luck.
Sir Apron
Please
Crypto, paano
DM.
nila makukuha?
PM sa Twitter.
Yon. So, very, very simple lang. DM nyo lang po sa Twitter na kayo nanalo. And maybe a screenshot of your proof na kayo may-ari ng account and your
Yep.
wallet, of course. So, yun. Sir Ape, ikaw naman mismo makakausap nila doon, di ba?
Yeah, ako mismo.
Oh, diba? Direct din mismo, guys. So, ayun.
Yeah,
All right. Thank you so much, everyone. This has been again another very malaman na no, na
malaman.
episode. So,
Yep.
oo, grabe. And if you guys don't know, anong kaplano po na episode natin, episode natin, one-man band po tayo. Si Sir Ape and Crypto, lahat ng yan. So we have him to thank. Kasi napakaganda talaga ng mga line-up natin. No? Very relevant silang lahat actually. So,
Yep.
of course, thank you sa guest natin. Thank you, Sir Ape and Crypto. And thank you, of course, to all our viewers, whether live stream or naka-live kayo nanonood or mga team replay nga. Maraming salamat. We appreciate you. Kung meron po kayong mga request din na topics, you can let us know sa comment section, DM, tweet at us, or join our Discord. Let us know there. We really listen to you guys at ipe-prepare ng ating ni Sir Ape and Crypto yan for you. Ganun kayo ka-spoiled sa kanya. Alright, Sir
Yep,
Ape,
yep.
do you have any other parting words before we end our episode for today?
Yeah, I'm good. If di pa kayo nag-follow ng ICP Manila Twitter, please follow kasi nandun naman lahat ng activities, contests. And if you want to DM me, feel free to do so. Yeah, I'm currently handling that channel right now, mag-isa right now. So go ahead and feel free to DM if ever may questions kayo about ICP or ICP Manila.
Yes. So, ayan, sabi pala ni Palangga, meron din daw siyang last message. So, may message daw siya for extra prize, Miss Mulan. Ano po yan, Palangga? Ano po ang
Oh,
inyong parting message? Alex Castillo, thank you so much for being here. Candy Spink, Shan,
thank you.
Alaudin, thank you. Chandrawati, thank you so much. Thank you. We appreciate you. Yes, Palangga, ano yan? Grabe naman to si Palangga. Kaya pala fashionably late, meron siyang pasabog o may
Fashionably
pinrepair siya.
late. Ano yan?
True. Yes, Palangga. Pagalawin
Sa
mo yung
DM ba
baso.
yan?
Nawala siya.
Hold on.
I'm
I-check
not
ko nga.
I'm not
Nawala.
sure kung
Nawala. Nawala siya.
nawala siya bigla o baka nag-DM siya. Pero
Wala
ayun,
naman.
thank you. Kurisu, maraming salamat. And so while we're waiting for Palangga's message, ayan, invite na rin namin kayo for next week. Meron po tayong episode ulit, of course. So, again, makikita nyo rin sa socials right away, no? O no? At daw si
Yep.
Palangga ng isang Orbling NFT.
Oh,
Ayun.
wow.
O sige, so I guess the fair way
Wow.
to do it is ipaano natin
Nice.
siya, yung parang
Thank you.
roulette. Um,
Oh, yeah.
ano nga yung, ayun, Wheel of Names. So, sa mga nag-send in ng questions, except kay Sugarlock dahil nanalo na nga siya, maybe magpapaano tayo, papaikot natin. So, we have Brian in Crypto. Konti lang to kasi nadoble pala si Echo, hindi ko napansin. We have Brian in
Uh,
Crypto, Echo, si Kurisu, and am I missing someone else? Ayun, no, sila lang. Oh, more chances of winning talaga. Wait, ano ko lang, i-share screen ko lang para makita natin. Sandali. For a while lang po. Kapit lang tayo mga ma'am, sir. Eto. Wheel of Names. Alright, so we have Brian, Echo,
oh,
and
Wheel of
Kurisu. Kung
Names.
sino po mamipili dito, meron kayong Orblinks NFT din, courtesy of Palangga ICP. So, paikot ko lang. Game.
Nice.
Ayan. Sino kaya ang mananalo? Ayun, Brian in
Oh,
Crypto,
Brian in
congratulations. So,
Crypto.
Sugarlock and Brian in Crypto, congratulations. Thank you po for joining and for sending all of your questions. Please DM ICP Manila for your prizes. Ayan, maraming salamat po. This has been your host, Mother Mulan, and of course,
Ape and Crypto.
yes, for our episode or tonight's episode of IC Stories Manila. Again, have a great night, everyone. Maraming salamat po. Bye!
Good night. Maraming salamat. Bye-bye.
Thank you.